morning, everyone. Thought we'd do a heart and head spread today. What's going on in your heart as well as your head and what we can do about it. Let's pull a wisdom of the oracle for each. That's where I'm gonna put your head. That's where I'm gonna put your heart. Anyone feeling the full moon yet? I know I am. Observer. That's your head. Okay. Let's pull one out of your heart and then we're gonna discuss the planetary transits and lunations for a quick minute. Come to the edge. Okay. So we have the full moon in Aquarius happening on the 23rd or the 24th, depending on where you are on the planet. It's a very rebellious full moon. I just put a graphic up on my Instagram account sort of explaining what this full moon will bring. But just to give you a brief, Aquarius is a very rebellious sign. In a very good way. Aquarius does not like to sit still and wants to ascend and move forward at a very fast pace. Any kind of stagnation upsets an Aquarian person or the Aquarius energy. So this particular full moon being in Aquarius, it is flanked on either side by Pluto and Saturn. Pluto is the planet of death. Okay, now it doesn't mean literal death, it means metaphorical death. It means it is the planet of Hades, who was the god of the underworld. So it brings about that feeling of wanting to cut things out that don't serve you. And on the other side is Saturn, which has that staying power. Saturn is a very stubborn sign, again in a good way. It relies on structure and it relies on rules. It's the planet of time. So think of this full moon as a cosmic reset for your life. And this cosmic reset has come about after, I would say, 8 to 9 years. So it is the biggest cosmic cleanse or detox that you are being offered. Anything that you cut out of your life now, anything that doesn't serve you, that is, it has the power to stay away for good. So make the most of these lunations and these planetary alignments. A lot of planets are going to be stationed at 0 degrees during the full moon, which means starting anew. Okay, closing out old cycles and old chapters, and just kind of, okay, so we're entering Leo season, right? I think tomorrow, yeah, we're getting out of Cancer season. Thank God. I'm a Cancer sun, and despite that, Cancer is a very watery emotional sign. Okay, speaking from experience, and we've been in our feelings, haven't we? We really have. And getting out of our emotions and into our heart, which is Leo. Big difference between our heart and our emotions. Getting into our heart during Leo season is going to put us and our soul on that pedestal. Something that we've needed to do for a very long time. You come first now. Use this month, use this Leo season to cleanse out whatever is not good for your soul. Okay? Try and make your life as beautiful as you want it to be, because finally you have the power. It is in your hands. There are no external, of course there are a few planetary transits that will affect it, but overall, because the sun, the most powerful force, is in Leo, is in the sign of self. Whatever you do now, do it for your higher good before thinking of anybody else. Okay? So I'm going to pull out tarot on either side for your head and your heart, and then we'll combine the two like we always do. So for your head, that wanted to flip. Haha, it's magician. Crazy. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. How should we arrange these? Hang on. All right. Let's get one more. I'm gonna keep this short today. Queen of Chalices. Oh, we've got 2. Queen of Chalices and 2 of Wands. Okay, so let's talk about this before we move ahead to your heart. So the Magician is the second card of the tarot, the first card being the Fool. The Magician is you, and the Magician being you have all the tools that you need to manifest anything that you want. And this is quite perfect. Even though it is a card of Aries, it is a number 1, which reminds me of Leo season. I think Leo, the sun is going to be at 1 degree Leo on Friday, and that is a fantastic time to look after yourself. Forget about the other energies surrounding you for a little while and concentrate on what you want. Everything else will take care of itself, but for at least a while, focus on yourself and make sure you're manifesting correctly. You don't want to manifest anything that's going to be bad for you, because the universe listens regardless of what you ask for. It doesn't differentiate between what's good for you and what's bad for you. If you want it and you want it badly enough and you believe that it's going to happen, the universe will make it happen. Just make sure you filter out the good and the bad. Don't ask for anything wrong, because whatever you ask for is literally that phrase, be careful what you wish for. Okay. The 8 of Pentacles talks about working very hard and looking at the details very minutely. You could be a craftsman of any sort. You could be an artist. You could be somebody who has to work with their hands very often. Even if you're not, the 8 of Pentacles talks about working very hard. And I think your head is telling you that it is time. It is time to stop with the floaty energy of Neptune and the floaty energy of Cancer as a whole and get down to it. Whether that is creating the life you've always wanted, or it is, just maybe career focused. What is it in your career that needs to be adjusted or changed? Because of the planetary alignments happening right now, including Chiron and Aries, a lot of things from the past are bubbling up. And this could very well include your career path. Are you happy in your career? Are you happy with what you're doing for a living? If not, now is the perfect time to reassess that path. But working hard now is going to be fruitful, especially because it is right next to the Magician. The Queen of Chalices. It's funny that this has come in your... Let me just move the camera a tiny bit. Yeah, so the Queen of Chalices coming into your headspace is quite interesting because it's an emotional card. But again, the Queen of Chalices is not just somebody who has that cup of love for everyone he or she meets. No gender in tarot. The Queen of Cups is a very nurturing energy. But considering we have the Magician right here and we are entering Leo, I think this is talking about your intuition. Because the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive queen, and her intuition is her strong suit. What is your intuition telling you is good for you? ask yourself that and make adjustments accordingly, because adjustments are required from what I can tell at the moment. Two of Wands. Knowing which path you have to take, but not knowing when to take it. There are two roads in front of you. I'm sorry if you can hear construction happening, because it's so cloudy, everything is echoing around me. So even though this is like 10 houses away, I'm sure my camera is picking it up. But anyway, yeah, so the Two of Wands is not really being at a crossroads. It's like you are ready to go. Okay, think of it as if you're planning a vacation. Okay, let's keep it simple. You're planning a vacation, your bags are packed, your snacks are packed, your whatever, everything that you would need for that journey is set, but you don't know which road to take. This is that kind of energy. So you're raring to go, but not sure which way to go. So I think you need to rely on the Queen of Cups, the intuition, your intuition. What is it telling you? Right? So I'm gonna, before we move on to your heart, I want to read out the Observer from the book, because as always, these cards are way too deep and I don't want to tell you anything wrong. 49. Right. So, most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You will be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So, the Observer, looking at your life as a third party, looking at the bigger picture. So very recently I told a client that, when we're trying to make changes, we start looking at the details so closely that we get lost in that situation, and we can't be objective because it's such a muddled, chaotic environment that the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. So take a step back, look at the facts. Okay, I have a very strong feeling this has to do with your career path. I myself have changed my career path after 12 years. 12 years of running a very successful business. I have stepped out of it. And it's happened for a reason. So maybe there is something that you need to change. And in order to be objective, you need to take a step back. Okay? Don't get too involved in the details. Okay. Now, let's see what your heart has to say. I've been trying to keep these videos short, but I love to talk, and that results in editing that takes me 30 years. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. This is kind of crazy. Oops, sorry. The Queen of Cups has come in your head spread and the Queen of Pentacles in your heart spread. Okay. Let's see what else. Knight of Swords. Since the universe wanted 4 cards for your head, I'm going to pull out 4 for your heart. Queen of Wands. Wow. Lots of suits coming out. Court cards coming out. Alright. Eight of Swords. Oop, sorry about that. All right. Queen of Pentacles. Looking out for yourself. Trying to stabilize your life. Working on your structure. Working on what makes you feel secure. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is not really the Queen of Swords. She doesn't just cut people out of her life. She doesn't cut situations out of her life. But at the same time, she's very wholesome about it. You know, she's like, okay, it is what it is. This is what is not serving me. I'm just going to focus on myself and my stability. That's what the Queen of Pentacles wants. And that is what your heart wants at the moment. It wants to be grounded. It wants to be in a situation that is not going to bring about any shakeups or surprises. You want that structure. Knight of Swords. Wanting to know the truth about something. Hoping someone will come about with a message as to why things happened the way they happened. But the Knight of Swords is a very immature energy. Okay, so whatever, there is clarity coming your way, but it is very fleeting. It is not as deep as you would like. So try and avoid being disappointed, because anything that comes about to shake up your structure in the long run is not good for you. So whatever this message may be, take it with a grain of salt and let it go. Whether it's good or it's bad, it doesn't matter. Queen of Wands. We have 3 queens. That's insane. Queen of Wands, my favorite queen. I spoke about her in the last video. Passionate, creative, looks out for herself. Likes to have fun. She's positive. And like the Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't let things get to her. She says, it is what it is. I'm going to make the most of that situation. Okay. Now, this is connected to the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is a mental prison. I have a feeling, you know, look at the placement of the cards. 2 queens here. This is what your heart wants. Your heart wants to feel the stability. But the sword cards here, waiting for that message, waiting for that information that you think will bring you clarity, is kind of leaving you all up in your head. I know it's your heart spread, but the Eight of Swords talks about putting yourself in a position. You can easily get out of it, but you yourself are putting yourself in that situation because of the answers that you need. Sometimes closure is not required. Sometimes closure complicates situations further. Sometimes you just need to cut things out. I'm surprised we haven't seen the Queen of Swords, but sometimes you have to look at the cards that haven't showed up. So you need to be the Queen of Swords at the moment. Only then you might be able to adopt the personalities of the other queens that have showed up, because these queens are there to help you. But the Queen of Swords is someone you need to embody at the moment. This mental prison, you need to get out of it, because it is affecting your heart. It is affecting the way you love, not only the people around you, but the way you love yourself. And being in Leo season, self-love is the way to go. Give yourself 1 month. It's okay to be a little selfish. We're very giving people normally, most of us. Take a step back. Look out for yourself. Okay? Get out of this prison. It's all in your hands. No one's putting you here. You're putting yourself here. Okay? Let me read out the oracle. Come to the edge. Number 36. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. That's crazy. Okay. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Don't look for closure. It's not going to serve you. Don't wait for that message. No matter what that message is, you don't need it. It's not needed. Get out of that mental prison. Let go. Cut out what doesn't serve you. Make the most of these lunations. Make the most of the full moon coming up. Cleanse, detox. Okay? And it's okay to come to the edge. We are entering Lionsgate. It is a new beginning. Have faith. Have faith in your faith. And have faith in the universe. Only manifest that which will serve your highest good. Nothing else. You have the tools. Make the most of them. Alright. Let's get a quick divine door before this video is like 45 minutes long. Okay. That's your door. 3 of Cups. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups and happiness. 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near. Spend time with your friends. Okay? Spend time with your friends. Talk about what it is that you want to change in your life. Hear what they have to say. And look forward to celebrating. This year has been awful. Okay, I'm not talking about COVID. Of course, that has been a major contributing factor. But it's been awful for people mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Okay, and all the planetary transits I've been watching and the lunations I've been watching, they're all telling me that this transition will be hard, but if you can survive these next 2 weeks, you can survive anything. They will be difficult. Just make sure you don't fall back into old patterns. Celebration is near. Look forward to it. Okay? Alright. Look after yourselves, everybody. Talk to you soon.